It's March, which means it's officially Women's History Month, so I wanted to take a moment on this channel to highlight some games that have been either made by women, produced by women, or co-founded by women, just to honor them in the gaming space. Personally, I feel like women are underrepresented in the gaming space as this is a very male-dominated industry, so I wanted to take the time to highlight some games that have been on my wish list for forever and some games that I've actually played myself that have all been created by amazing, amazing women. The games that I'm going to highlight today definitely fall more into the cozy category. These are games that I would personally play myself, or games that I actually have played and have really enjoyed and that I would like to recommend to you all. I hope you guys like this different video concept, and leave a comment down below if you guys have any games yourself that you would recommend that have also been made by women. So without further ado, I've put together a list of 7 games total that I would like to present to you guys. The first game I wanted to highlight is Celeste, which was made by Maddie Thorson and came out in 2018. On Steam, Celeste is described as a platforming game where you can play as Madeline and help her survive her inner demons on her journey to the top of Celeste Mountain. This game has an overwhelmingly positive review on Steam, and it has been rated highly by IGN, Destructoid, and Eurogamer. It's also been stated that Celeste is one of the best indie games out there, and before researching for this video, I've actually never heard of this game before, so I kind of went into a deep dive with it. It has a pixelated art style which has that like sort of retro charm to it, but at the same time it is really reminiscent of traditional 2D platformers, like take Super Mario Bros. For example, and it combines that with amazing storytelling. I was reading through reviews on Steam and people were saying that the storytelling in this game is amazing, that people really understood what the character was going through and even could relate to some of the parts that the character goes through on the way up to Celeste Mountain. I didn't know about this game before, but it's definitely going on my wish list. Actually, as I'm recording this video, the game is on sale for only $5 on Steam until March 21st. So I'm very, very tempted to purchase it because I believe that it's originally like $20. So the $5 deal is really, really good, and it's really, really tempting me, and I think I might just do it. Not only is this game made by a women creator, but the soundtrack. The soundtrack is very, very well known, just like the Stardew soundtrack, and it was actually composed by a woman named Lena Raine, who has also made amazing soundtrack work for other games like Minecraft. And as I was reading about this and Lena's thought process through making it, she kind of took every single moment that the main character went through in the story and put that into music. And so when I eventually get around to playing this game, that is something that I'm very, very excited to listen out for. The next game is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Yes, that Animal Crossing game, and actually every Animal Crossing game since New Leaf. Although this game is made by Megacorp Nintendo, the lead manager and co-producer for the game is Aya Kyoku. Aya is most recognized for her work in the Animal Crossing series, starting her journey as the co-director for Animal Crossing New Leaf. And I'm sure we're all very, very familiar with this game. It's a staple of the cozy gaming lifestyle and got many of us, me included, through the initial parts of COVID. But in case you haven't heard of the game, it's just a life-forming everything simulation game where you get to build out your own island, you get to have villagers, pretty, ugly, cute, and you get to kick them out, or you can barricade them in their house and you can decorate your island however you want to, hunt for resources, make friendships, all of that. You can even do multiplayer in the game and I don't know, run around in circles trading items. That's what I used to do. I also used to just, the turnip stonk market. And so this game is very, very nice. I know there's a very, very core fandom for Animal Crossing. I'm in it. I still play New Horizons from time to time, and I would love for a new Animal Crossing game in the future, but this is such a staple for so many people, and it was so cool to find out that it was actually co-produced by a woman. And not only has she co-produced these amazing Animal Crossing games, she's also worked on several other titles within Nintendo, such as The Legend of Zelda, which is really, really cool. This next game is Unpacking, which is made by Ren Breyer, and you've probably heard of this game before if you're in the cozy sphere, but at the game's inception, she describes it as a Zen puzzle game about the familiar experience of pulling possessions out of a box and fitting them into a new home. It's part block fitting puzzle, part home decoration, and you are invited to create a satisfying living space while learning clues about the life you're unpacking. I've heard about this game since it launched in 2021, and I've only really heard good things about it. It's been on my wish list for forever to purchase and play, but basically you go through different life stages and you're unpacking boxes into your new life stage. So from what I've seen, via other people's streams or different YouTube videos I've watched. Start like in a childhood bedroom, you know, and you move into your teenage bedroom, you go to college, you go into adulthood, and your boxes change as you age. And I feel like it's such a cozy game, but also very, very relatable to people. I'm sure most of us have moved at least once in our life, and we all know the familiar feeling of getting distracted when you're packing. At least I do. Being like, oh my god, I remember this. This brings back such a core memory, and I feel like this game definitely ties into that. It brings a very relatable touch to the game that you're playing, and I've only ever heard good things about Unpacking. I really want to play Unpacking, so I will put that on my wish list. I did not know it was made by a woman, so also very pleasant surprise. All of these banger games made, produced, created, co-founded by women. The next game I wanted to highlight is Mail Time, and it's made by Kayla Vander Degel. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But on Steam, it is described as a newly trained mail scout. Put on your pack, grab those letters, and deliver them across Grumblewood Grove. The forest animals eagerly await the sight of your mushroom hat in this cozy cottagecore light platformer adventure. I initially heard about this game on TikTok from the creator Kayla herself. She was sharing her journey about making this game. She was actually posting snippets of her making this game and asking for feedback from the community. People would comment like, oh, I think you could change this, or I think this mechanic would work better. And she actually took that into consideration while she was developing the game. So throughout the development process, I followed it very, very closely on TikTok. And when the game launched last year in April, I actually purchased it on release day because I was so excited to play it. And I can tell you it is a good, I think, 3 or 4 hours of just like very cozy exploration. You're this little male scout and you're training to be like a lead male scout, if I remember correctly, and you have to deliver a bunch of letters to all of the townspeople in the Grumblewood Grove. So as you advance in the storyline, you get to meet new people, you get to explore new areas, and you get to unfold the relationships between the characters, which I thought was one of the most fun parts, to see how people were connected. Because let me tell you, there are people like the cat who is a landlord and takes money from people and charges them taxes. And then there's like a secret agency, but then there's also like a turtle who just wants to dance. I think her name is Stacy, if I remember correctly. But Mail Time is a really, really fun game. If you're looking for a short game to play to just, you know, turn your brain off, relax in this very cozy environment. The music is also very nice. I would definitely recommend it. Up next is Ooblets, which was co-founded and created by Rebecca Cordingley. I love Ooblets. If you've been following my channel for a long time, you know I've been on an Ooblets grind, Ooblets kick when I first started. But to read the description, Ooblets is a relaxing and offbeat farming, town life, and creature collection game. Manage your farm, grow and train your ooblets, explore strange lands, and have dance-offs. I have played the entirety of Ooblets, and I was obsessed with this game.
Trying to explain ooblets to my BF without context.
But anyway, did you see last night I made oodles to get my rare oogum?
The green one?
The neon green one. And then today I have to get quib tarts. I have to plant sweetie beaties to get fructose.
What the fuck you're saying?
And then I have to get more carrots for plebby.
I think at one point I even tried to go for perfection in the game, and then I realized that was going to be a lot of work. So I was like, I'll save that for a rainy day. But there is so much to do. It's part farming, it's part dance battle, part restoring the town, part making friends, joining clubs, all of that. You can collect all these different type of ooblets. They have different color variations. They have shiny variations, just like Pokemon. And you know, they occur different weathers, different times of day, different areas. It is like fishing on crack, but for these cute little deranged creatures that can do manual labor for you. Yes, you can put them on your farm and you can make them work for you. But if you are a fan of any type of farming, crafting sim, if you love to collect, I would definitely recommend this game. The dancing part of it, the dance battle part, I was not expecting, and I pleasantly enjoyed because it kind of brought me out of the routine of, okay, wake up and farm and whatever. I got to like actually think about the dance battle. There's some strategy behind it. Now that I'm saying this out loud, it's like, how can a dance battle have strategy? But trust me, There is strategy to said dance battle, but I'll let you guys explore that for yourself. I don't want to spoil anything. The storyline, I think, is really, really good. It's very intriguing, and I got super immersed into it. I love Ooblets, and Ooblets finally came to Steam. I played it when it was still on like EA or Origin, so I feel like it's more accessible now than ever to play, and I would definitely recommend. Up next is a game similar to Unpacking, and it's A Little to the Left, which was co-made and founded by Anne McMillan. A Little to the Left is a cozy puzzle game that has you sort, stack, and organize household items into pleasing arrangements while you keep an eye out for a mischievous cat with an inclination for chaos. Check out this playful and intuitive puzzler with 100+ satisfying messes to tidy. Like Unpacking, this is yet another cozy puzzle game I've had on my wish list for forever. When it was actually first announced, they had a demo that you could try before the full game was released, and me and my boyfriend both downloaded it separately and played it, and we both loved it. It was also really interesting to see how we organized very differently, but the game has like one specific way that they want you to organize it. That's the puzzle part of it, but it's really fun to just move things around and see where they fit, and it's so satisfying. Also, the sounds it makes when you like pick up the item and put it down, if I remember correctly, also scratches like a little piece of my brain that I really like. This game has been on my wish list for a long time since I played that demo, but I've actually never gotten around to completing it. When I went to go research a little bit more about this game, I actually found they have a good amount of DLC content too. So if you finish the first part of A Little to the Left, you can play A Little to the Left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if there's that many, but I do know there's a few DLC. But I feel like it's such a good game to just like, oh, I've had a long day at work. I just want to turn my brain off and do some relaxing puzzles. I feel like this would be the perfect game to do that. I've only ever heard really good things about this game, just like Unpacking. I feel like the cozy puzzle game community is like really itching for a game like this, and this is perfect to scratch it. I feel like this game has like so much potential too to expand into different areas. You can organize almost everything. If they ever came out with a DLC, and who knows, maybe they have one, of organizing your desk, I would be so into that, because as I'm looking at my desk right now, it is a mess. Actually, I have a bowl of popcorn here. A Little to the Left reminds me a lot about home and organizing, but minus the stress of real life organizing, just the fun parts of it, you know, the satisfying put everything where they belong parts. And the last game that I wanted to highlight today is Wildflowers, which was made by Amanda Schofield. In Wildflowers, you can join Tara on a heartfelt journey to become a witch in Wildflowers. Farm by day and cast spells by night as you craft your cottagecore life and bond with your coven. Come to know and love the fully voice-acted characters of Fairhaven as you unravel a local mystery. I know the description is short and sweet, but I feel like it's very descriptive of what the game actually is. I've never played this game myself, but I have watched a bunch of streamers play. I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos on it, and it also has been on my wish list for forever. I know I have a lot of games on my wish list. I just have a rule that I have to finish one game before I buy another one. Otherwise, I would have just like a ton in my library sitting there unplayed because I'm trying to get through the other ones. You know what I mean. But this is basically like your typical farming sim mixed in with being a witch and a town mystery. It looks very fun to play. I know that farming sims can get a little bit boring, so I love how this incorporates the witchy part of it. You're in a coven, you brew potions, you do all of that fun witchy stuff, which makes the game so much more intriguing. It makes the storyline more immersive, and I really enjoyed that aspect, along with the stuff that hooks me into farming sims, like the crafting, the farming, the managing, all of that put into one bundle of a chef's kiss game. This game also has an overwhelmingly positive on Steam, so I'm fairly confident that if you like this genre of game, you're probably going to love this one. Not to mention, this game also has voice acting in it, which is very different from what you see from other farming sim games. Typically, we just have the text and we imagine their voice in our head, but this time you can actually see the character's mouth move and audio comes out of it. It's really good voice acting. When I was first watching someone stream this game, it kind of threw me off guard because I was like, is that NPC talking? And they were talking, and it was actually really fun for them to talk. I was like, I kind of forgot what it was like for NPCs to talk, because usually when I play farming games, it's just me talking to myself. So I think that just makes the game way more immersive. I would definitely recommend Wildflowers. I've been recommending it to myself for a while. I have to listen to my own advice and get these great games. I I'll get there eventually. But if you're looking for another farming sim but with a witchy element, definitely check this one out. And that is it for today's video. Those are the 7 games made, co-founded, co-produced by women that I wanted to highlight today. I think that these games are amazing. The ones I've played personally are amazing. The ones that I mentioned otherwise have been reviewed greatly by other people, and some of them have even been on my wish list for forever. I just wanted to take the time during this Women's History Month to highlight these amazing games created by these amazing people. Again, if you guys have any game recommendations that have been co-made, produced, founded by women, leave them in the comments down below. I would love to check them out and add them to my wish list. My long-running wish list, I swear I will get to all those games eventually. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see me play any of these games, I'm probably playing them on my Twitch in the description down below. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!